Joining me now to discuss it, adventurer and social commentator Adrian Hayes, who actually joins us tonight from Hong Kong, and we'll give you an idea why he's there in a minute. Adrian, how angry are people in the UK over illegal boat people being scooped up on the English side of the channel and stuck in hotels, given mobile phones, given jobs? How angry are they?
That's the problem. I think Britain, which we are renowned as being a tolerant society, very accepting, but I think the blue touch paper has been lit and people are furious. And it all started with this Bell Hotel in Epping, where a legal immigrant was caught sexually abusing a young girl. And of course, it spread across the whole of the country. As you said, illegal immigrants come to the country and getting 5-star, 4-star hotels and all these benefits, zoo trips, mobile phones, the lot. So people are very angry about it, including, I should stress, immigrants who've been there for quite a few years. They're furious as well because they had to go the hard way, not the easy way that some people say the boat people are getting.
Adrian, I mean, you've got Sir Keir Starmer and Labor running the country supposedly at the moment, but the Tories before them weren't much better in controlling this illegal immigration problem. I mean, you only had to look really to what Australia did. I mean, we've got a massive advantage that we're a huge island and we're surrounded by ocean, but we just said you won't land here. If a boat arrives, we'll turn it round and send it back to where it came from. Why can't they do that?
It's called a lack of courage, Steve. And this is, I think, one thing people are realising. It doesn't matter which party, the Conservative Party beforehand, the Labour Party now. We've just had this, and I'm a leadership coach. I coach consultant leadership. We've had the weakest leadership we've seen probably in a generation. And that's across Europe, across much of the world. It could be stopped overnight. Australia did it. America's done it. Whether you loathe Trump or love him, he's done it there. Even Greece, Crete has pulled back the migrants, illegal migrants come across there. So it is possible. It takes something called courage and good judgment, which we seem to be very much lacking in our ruling classes across the UK and across Europe.
Nigel Farage obviously is having his national conference. I know you're in Hong Kong, but he's doing that this weekend. It's played right into his supporters and the popularity of his party, hasn't it?
It has, and Farage isn't just jumping on the bandwagon. He's been speaking about this for many, many years. He raised the issue when he was on a boat in the English Channel. So he's been raising it. And of course, the Reform Party are riding high in the opinion polls. And if there was the next election held tomorrow, they would form the next government by a majority. And of course, all the leaders, the Conservative Party and Labour Party, are having to bow to his tune. But he's tapping into what is happening in this country. And I think there's an awakening what's happened in the UK. We've suddenly realised, joining the dots, finding the vested interests and following the money and realising, what corruption there is and going in this whole and sort of, lack of leadership going to this unsustainable situation, both illegal migration and legal migration, because we have 1 million people legally entering the UK every year, which is simply unsustainable for social policies, transport, hospitals, schools, but also energy systems, food resources, water resources, pollution, waste, and a lot. I speak on sustainability. It's an unsustainable issue, and nobody's been prepared to solve this, but Farage and Reform Party appear to be putting their money where their mouth is.
Adrian, I mean, you're a patriot. What's this nonsense argument about, it being a bad thing to wave the Union Jack or the St George flag?
Well, you're right. And I see this from a different perspective. I say people are angry. And I think where they've managed to rally around is our own flag. We don't generally fly the flag apart from at football, rugby matches, but we're now doing it. And I think it's not just about illegal immigration. I think it's a riposte against the whole establishment sort of making us feel ashamed over the past few years of who we are, about our diluting of our culture, our identity, about the progressive movement and all this capturing of the judiciary, the education, the police forces, so many things that there's a sort of a pushback against, and just doing it in the form of our own flag. Now, look, I've lived in the UAE, the Emirates, there's Emirates flags everywhere. I was in Norway a few weeks ago. I go there quite a lot. Norwegian flags everywhere. It's not a far-right nationalist thing. It's all people, common people, coming together and saying, we really want to show that we are a nation and we're proud of our nation. We were once a great nation, but we've been sort of demeaned and undermined by the sheer incompetence of our political class over the last few decades.
You're in Hong Kong to talk about life and death because you are an adventurer. I want to get you back at some point to talk about this at some length, but you were descending Mount Kanchenjunga, third highest mountain in the world, alone on the mountain, trapped for 36 hours, an injured hand, no oxygen, no liquid, battling hypoxia and hallucination and frostbite. What went wrong?
Well, yeah, look, it's Kanchenjunga, the third highest mountain in the world. I've climbed K2, I've climbed Everest. It's harder than even K2. It's nearly as steep and twice as long. And, it took 20 hours to get to the top. But on the way down, just below the summit, fellow teammate crashed into me and literally dislocated my wrist. It's still in a splint, and put me out of action. And then I got a condition called cerebral edema, high altitude cerebral edema. I got hallucinations. I was being aggressive, and then eventually lost consciousness about 8,350 meters on this mountain. And most people die up there. I was basically left to die, but I did my best impersonation of Lazarus, came back from the dead, and then, and really took responsibility. I had to get down that mountain over the 36 hours. And you said it, I was seeing things that weren't real, but somehow got back down. I think it's the old military discipline. I served in the Gurkhas for 8 years. That military discipline of getting back down, and I'm very experienced in adventuring. But I caused it with my hands. You see the frostbite on my fingers. Some of your viewers may be a little bit cold, and this wrist is still handy. Yeah, that's reality. Yeah, I haven't put anyone off their dinner.
I hope not, Adrian. Amazing story of survival. I'm glad you survived. We'd love to talk to you again on the program. Thanks for joining us from Hong Kong. What a man there. What a survival story that is.